Chuck Violand, how are you today?
I'm really good, Jeff. How about you?
Doing good here in Columbus, Ohio, right in the center of the state, where you said a couple of days ago you had snow, and we're way south of you. So sorry about that, Chuck.
Yeah, at least a couple hours. But yes, we did have snow in May.
That's just wrong, in my opinion. But
And I agree with you 100%.
we can't control that. But one thing we can control is what we put in our magazines. And in Cleaning and Maintenance Management magazine, we have a great article that you wrote.
Okay.
And and I want to talk about that with you today, kind of a preview. It's the IICRC management article, and interesting title, Overcome the Entrepreneurial Paradox. We think of being an entrepreneur. I guess there's a paradox to that, and that's your topic. Yeah. So interesting article, and I have it here in front of me. Of course, no one else does yet, but this is a little preview. But tell us your definition of an entrepreneurial paradox.
Jeff, I witnessed this with clients as well as with myself as an entrepreneur. And really, it's at the end of the day, it's where you grow your business to a size that you've outgrown the things that you enjoy doing. And you find yourself now having to perform tasks that you really don't care to do, that you've been ill prepared to do, and that, quite frankly, you may not be hardwired to do, yet they need to be done in a larger organization. And so we struggle with that.
Yeah, no one wants to be in a paradox. Are there any warning signs you might mention that tells us maybe we're about to get into that paradox?
Good question. I think the one, at least speaking from personal experience, the one that couple of symptoms that I've seen is you kick the can down the road. In other words, we don't want to have to engage in those activities. We don't have to make those decisions. So we put them off. We shove them to the side of the road. The other one is you just pay attention to your emotions. When you feel like you're doing something that clearly feels like you're not qualified or you're uncomfortable or you're doing it with your opposite writing hand, that's usually an indication that you're in a paradox with that.
Good information. Your article is about business owner challenges. So here's another question. Why do people even start their own company when they can make as much money, maybe more, as an employee?
It's funny you asked that question, Jeff, because my wife asked the same question just the other day. And I think people start businesses for a lot of different reasons. Money is not always the primary driver. At the end of the day, small businesses, really any business, but small business in particular, are lifestyle businesses. We start these things in order to live out the things that we decide we want to do in our lives so that we can be fulfilled, so that we can achieve the things we want to achieve. Sometimes it can have to do with religious or spiritual reasons, where we want to, that's the primary driver in our lives. These businesses allow us the luxuries, the freedoms, financial as well as time, to perhaps do mission trips or pioneering, or just to give back to those institutions that we want to support. Maybe we can do it better with funds from a company than we can if we were working for wages from somebody else. I also find, there have been times when people started their businesses so that they could ski in the winter or so that they could go surfing. There's a lot of clients we work with and have worked with over the years who give back through their organizations, some with charitable foundations that they've established, and many others that do it unrecognized, yet they give back substantially to the underprivileged or just to the things that they feel in their heart they want to give back to.
Yeah, these might be things that drive people, and they do it maybe without realizing why, but there they are. They're giving, they're creating something outside of work, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. And Jeff, don't overlook the other one, and that is that sometimes we are just unemployable. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I can't imagine somebody wanting to hire me. So we do it because it's survival.
Yeah, I remember one class I took, someone said the reason why we're in business as business owners, entrepreneurs, is because we're rebels. Answering to someone else may not be an option, or you might be right. We're unemployable. Chuck, if you ever need a job, just give me a call.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, you mentioned in your article that 90% of all companies in North America are family-owned businesses. Mm-hmm. Can you touch on some of the challenges with that?
Yeah, it's a very long discussion, and I've written a fair amount about that over the years. I think probably the biggest challenge that we see, at least at the outset, is that family members or people of that, family members don't have clearly articulated responsibilities in their jobs. And we tend to confuse our personal relations, our common last name, and even our equity position in the company with the jobs that we have to do. And that can become very confusing. And sometimes people within a family don't want to have conversations about it. I can tell you from personal experience that we have had clients where siblings, brothers in particular, have ended up in fistfights in parking lots and in conference rooms and throwing things. That usually isn't good for the morale of the company. It tends to alarm the staff. But a lot of times, if you do start out with those guidelines very well articulated, it's just a much better starting point.
Yeah, I think seeing the boss's fist fight would definitely alarm the staff. I know I would be alarmed, but hopefully that's a rare occasion.
It is rare.
Yeah,
I have seen it done.
But it happens.
Yes,
Chuck, when someone starts a business, they want to grow it. What's the quote unquote best size of business to grow to?
I'm not sure there is a best size. Okay, if you're looking financially, I mean, that's one thing. But again, it's a lifestyle business, Jeff. So I use the 3 C's. I refer to it as the 3 C's. You grow it to your comfort, you grow it to your confidence, and you grow it to your competence. And comfort means typically we start growing our businesses because we were uncomfortable with something in our lives. Maybe we wanted to earn more income, or maybe we were tired of putting up with the boss. We were uncomfortable. So we started our own, and we'll continue to grow it as long as we're comfortable until it exceeds what we're comfortable with. Then we'll stall it. Then you go to your confidence. Am I confident? How much risk am I willing to take on? How much change am I able to adjust to? And then you go to your competence. And that is, am I competent doing the things that are necessary to continue growing the business? This kind of goes back in a backhanded way to the paradox, the entrepreneurial paradox. And a lot of times that ends up installing a company, intentionally or unintentionally.
My last question, what are some specific challenges or shortcomings entrepreneurs might have or face and not realize it?
Oh, baby. You teed that one up for me, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Just a caution to the viewers here. This is an unabashed promotion here. I just wrapped up a book that I've written called The Entrepreneurial Conspiracy. And it details 6 behaviors that I've noticed in clients that we bring to our businesses when we start them. And typically they're strengths at the beginning. Not always, but usually they're strengths. As our businesses grow, though, they become weaknesses, and they really start to matter. And they can cause our businesses to either stall, or sometimes they're even fatal if we don't address them. We've scheduled the print version to be available on July 15th. So if anybody's looking for The Entrepreneurial Conspiracy, it'll be available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all those places.
Yeah, I'll be sure to get my digital book. As you know, that's how I like to read my books. So
that's September 15th, Jeff. That's going to get released.
Oh, well. No, great stuff, Chuck. I know you've been writing for Clean Facts for many years. I don't know how many articles you've written, but this one is in CMM, although you have one in Clean Facts as well on another topic, I believe, in this next issue. So don't know where you find the time. Maybe it's because it's so nasty up there and snowy all the time. You're stuck inside.
I'm stuck. Yeah. Actually, I have a great staff that allows me to do this.
That's right. Give them the kudos that they deserve. Well, Chuck, thank you for all you do for our publications, and we'll catch up another time.
Jeff, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.